watching CrankMyChain two-way TV. We're down in downtown Portland, and you can see behind me is the Hilton and the Nike store. And we're down on the Transit Mall. Oh, and here, whoa, yeah, nice. That was great. I got that recorded. Excellent. And there goes the Max. And right now in the Hilton, right behind me here, they are doing Railvolution. That is a conference for new urban planners who are thinking in cities in different ways than just mass sprawl and building out and out. It's more about building up and building the travel infrastructure so that people can get around. Really exciting program I went to last night with a lot of films, and one of the filmmakers was Clarence Eckerson Jr., and he's going to be coming out here anytime now. In fact, I see some of the conference people right now are walking by. So let's watch one of the videos that we watched last night. And this is Copenhagen car-free and low-speed streets. I really like this video, so hope you enjoy.
Here in Copenhagen, we had a great influx of cars starting in the middle of the 50s. We call it the car invasion. And by the early 60s, it started to be really bad. And in 1962, it was decided to take the cars out of the main street of Copenhagen. It's a 1 kilometer long street.
Let me get it. Okay, there we are.
Great debate.
Hey, we got Clarence. He's coming back in just a few minutes.
That's right. That's Rod. We said we're going to do this in different accents all day when we talk to you, right?
Yes, the Copenhagen accent.
We do it in Copenhagen accent. It's more like the, I don't know, the Arnold Schwarzenegger visiting Venezuela accent. I don't know. Anyway, keep watching. We'll be right back.
All right.
See you, Clarence.
All right, we're going back to that movie. We'll rewind it a bit.
Great debate, discussions, it will never work. All this businesses will go broke and the weather is not good enough for being outdoors in Denmark, but it was closed anyway. That was the start of a long trek where in small installments, improvements have been made to the pedestrian landscape, to the public spaces.
We actually have 18 squares now that used to be parking lots. And when they started shutting them down and when they made the main pedestrian street here, people were saying, no, this is not Italy. People do not use the public space. What are you thinking? They don't go walking like just to take a stroll. And look what happened.
I think one of the wonderful things of pedestrian places is that they always surprise you. You don't know what's going to happen. Can we even imagine for a second what these pedestrian streets would be like if there were cars on it? For example, these kids here with the hat, that's the symbol of graduation. They just finished their high school, they are graduating today, they are going crazy, they are going into the fountains, and we see people also sitting on the floor. I mean, it's so nice and so well taken care of that people can sit on the floors.
People want to be with people, and that means we go where people are, where there are space for walking, for expressing yourself. For instance, yesterday I went down by the water and in front of the Royal Theatre there's this sport walk, and there was outdoor tango all night.
I mean, they're meeting each other, they're having a coffee, they're just chatting, they're riding their bikes, they're walking their dogs, they're hanging out with their kids. Like, it's just amazing, they're just living. It's like the perfect example of public space and how to do it right.
So we've seen this gradual transition of the city of Copenhagen from a traffic-infested city to really a people-oriented city, which is quite lovely.
The philosophy is that if you can keep speed down, say 30k or 40k, you will not have so many accidents, and if you have accidents, they will not be very severe. So that's the basic idea, that if you want to transform our urban environment into something for human beings, I mean, you have to reduce the speed as one of the first things. I have a very few examples with 15k actually.
We have a number of streets which we call pedestrian priority streets, where Pedestrians have the right of way, but you can have bicycles, you can have cars.
One of the reasons why it's such a wonderful walkable place, Copenhagen, is because they have lowered the speed in all of the neighborhoods. I think that in North America, we need to create fantastic pedestrian facilities and cycling facilities along the arterials. But in the neighborhoods, we have to lower the speed below 20 miles an hour. And not only just by putting up signs, but putting up physical barriers.
One of the best ways of keeping speed down is actually to use our humps. Because by the humps you are very, very sure that the speed stays down. Because if you don't have this, you will have guys, usually guys, going much too fast in a low speed area because they can. We are standing in front of the old meat market in Copenhagen, and some years ago there was a lot of heavy traffic coming in the morning especially. So, but they closed down the meat market. We felt we've got to better change the street, and this is a very central part of Copenhagen, so there's a lot of people living here and a lot of enthusiasm about also using space for anything else than traffic.
This is a wonderful street, and can you imagine the difference of quality of life of all of these thousands of condos, and in the middle they built this fantastic park.
What's left is actually only a very narrow, we call it share space solutions, where cars at very slow speed and also bicycles and pedestrians can move around each other without really any kind of regulation, as long as the speed is low.
There are some places where they got nice benches and restaurants on the side. You go to the next block and there is a small basketball court. And you go to the next one and a skateboard park. And then in some of the sides, you have fruits and vegetables that are being sold on the street. And then in another block, you have flowers.
In the meatpacking district here, we have a lot of new bars opening up. And there's, if you look, all the bikes that were standing around here, it sort of looks like this outside every bar. It's an amazing social network. You ride past cafes and you see bikes parked next to the cafe. It makes the whole city accessible and very, very human.
You know, these environments are very attractive for urban living, and it really attracts people to be on the streets, and it raises the price for those apartments up here, because this is attraction. I mean, this is urban, trendy lifestyle that we are actually offering here by redesigning our street for human beings.
We have 7,500 outdoor cafe seats, which are out for 10 months a year, as all over Europe in a capitalistic society. If things are not good for business, they will be changed. And what we see in Denmark and all the other European countries, and we even now also see it in New York in the Broadway area, that when these people-friendly schemes go in, the businesses actually thrive.
From 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning till midnight. And you see constantly people coming by, and it's also great for the business. When they were going to create these pedestrian places, initially the retail were very much opposed to it, but afterward they found that the best commercial places in the city are their pedestrian streets.
It's anthropology, it's part of the social fabric of the city, that there are pedestrians and cyclists, you know, all around you at all times. It's human. This adds an amazing level of social community to a city. And I really think that this is one of the main reasons that Copenhagen is, you know, time after time selected as one of the world's most livable cities.
I can't even imagine what would happen if somebody said, hey, let's turn this square into a parking lot. That would be drama in Copenhagen. So as soon as you win it back, the public space, win it back for human beings and pedestrians, then it's ours, then you can't take it away again.
All right. Well, you had just got done watching the street film Slow Speed Streets in Copenhagen. I'm going to switch the camera back here. Just give me a second. We're in downtown Portland. We're waiting for Clarence Eckerson Jr. He will be presenting today. Actually, he presented last night for Real Live Cities, and that was at the Baghdad Theater Hawthorne Bridge earlier. That's when our computer crashed. But we're back live now, which is good, and we're going to talk to Clarence about the Railvolution conference. We're going to talk to him about filmmaking. We only got about 20 minutes left in the show, so we'll see how that goes. In terms of, he is a busy man right now. Oh, it looks like I'm overdriving a little bit here, so we'll turn the volume down just a touch. All right. So I just have to go off of level meters to make sure I'm not powering things up too much here. Check 1, 2. Okay, there we go. So again, you're watching Crank My Chain two-way TV. I'm your host, Dan Kaufman, and right behind me, right over there, is the Hilton Hotel. And on the other side of the street, we have Nike. And we are very close to Pioneer Courthouse Square. And I think, since I don't see Clarence yet, I'm going to go ahead and show another video of his. We got some stuff queued up here.
Dan Kaufman here in Lads Edition in Portland, Oregon, one of the most beautifully traffic-calmed areas in the country. We've heard rumors that there's some creature. Hey, wait, there he is! Hey, wait, hey, I want to talk to you. Hey, come back here.
Huh?
What's your name? Clarence. What are you doing here in this neighborhood? Bigfoot hasn't been seen around here for hundreds of years.
Well, you know, traffic calming is very good.
I think he's talking about traffic calming. Maybe he feels comfortable here. Oh, you feel secure here because there's traffic calming?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll show you.
Okay.
Let's go. Right here. Bicycle. You got a bicycle. You go watch it. Ooh. What? No. Okay, ready? Over there. It's safe. It's safe.
So I just noticed that we were stuck on this little freeze frame while you were talking. Yeah, so you're going to have
Jersey.
Yeah, and we're talking about the rail. Yes, so you need to show what that shirt. I mean, you were showing it while people were looking at this, so that's not much of a shirt.
Yeah, this is. Well, that would be a kind of cool shirt too. But this is here we are. I don't know what company this is, but
very nice.
But it's a nice shirt. It's a nice shirt. You know, you got to be. I say that, like, you know, I can't really get very dressy. When I get dressy, I put on my best bike shirts instead of my ratty old shirts.
That's kind of what I do too now. But how do you fit in with all these three-piece suit folk here then?
Well, I'm an artiste.
Okay.
So I get a little bit of slack, we'll say. They give me a little slack. I mean, I try to dress up a little better. I have a black turtleneck or something I'll throw on. Actually, turtleneck. Does anybody wear turtleneck? It's just a long sleeve Banana Republic black T-shirt. Black long sleeve shirt.
I can't wear turtlenecks. I can't control my heat. When I got my turtleneck on, it just looks like all trapped in. So.
Yeah, it's like this strange, like, I can't believe we're talking about turtlenecks on a bike show, but
you know, it does. It kind of traps the heat. I'm a hot, sweaty guy. I mean, you know, I already have a lot of problems with like some breathable cotton or what have you. Well, so last night, the Railvolution hosted this Reel R-E-E-L live street.
It was wonderful.
Is she here? Is she ready for you?
No, she's
okay.
not.
So Clarence is going to have to bop out of here just like any second.
For 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll even talk. A Bus Chick blogger from Seattle. She's got an excellent blog, Bus Chick. You should look it up. And I'm going to talk to her about some really cool transit stuff.
What? So this isn't just about rail then. You've got Bus Chick, so she's into buses.
She's
apparently.
into buses. Her and her whole family don't own a car, ride buses. The whole 4-person family unit there.
Jonathan Moss is presenting, so we know we got bikes represented.
People all over the world and the U.S. and just about. I mean, it seems like every major city is here.
What are they trying to accomplish?
Well, I think, you know, you want to get certain awareness for what people are trying to do to make our cities more livable, and more than it being like, now it's more of a united front with a lot of these conferences, because, you know, you got the Walk Bike Ped conference, you've got the Velo City, you've got all these different conferences, and everybody seems to be kind of broadening their perspective and their reach, because it is all about, you know, biking is connected to transit, which is connected to walking, it's connected to bike parking, which is connected to live, as we are right now on 6th Avenue.
Yeah, this is very nice. I mean, right here we've seen many bikes going by. You've obviously got some auto traffic. In the middle is a rail line that goes down to Pioneer Courthouse Square.
This is like totally like multimodal, and it's pretty enjoyable just sitting here. I would have done this a long time ago if we could sit on a bench in Central Park. That would be great.
Yeah, well, we'll have to ride the Disco Trike to Central Park.
Yeah, let's bring the Disco Trike to Central Park.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Cool. I like that too.
Or maybe I could put it on the train and ride it there that way.
So, Bus Chick, maybe she'll, I'm telling you right now, we're in front of the hotel, maybe we'll get her to just say a word to everybody.
Yeah, maybe Bus Chick could give us a plug. I haven't even heard about her blog.
Yeah, Carla Salter, she writes a blog post. She used to have her own blog. It was for Seattle, for a Seattle Bus Chick, and now she writes it for the Seattle Post-Intelligencer, although it's not a blog written for it. They have a whole bunch of different people who blog under their kind of banner. I don't think they're even paid, but so she does it now. She has a lot more readers, and she has really interesting takes from, you know, a mother of two, and how it is to bring your kids everywhere in Seattle, which I will say Seattle's a little bit tougher to probably get around than Portland or New York City by bus.
Well, sometimes the bus, it really seems like it adds a lot of time. I mean, if your transfers are wrong, you can end up taking, you know, a couple hours to get a place that would take, you know, 30, 45 minutes in a car, you know, and then that becomes a really hard decision. I mean, that's your life.
And then if you miss a connection, if you know the bus-to-bus connection, you know, you might be waiting 20 minutes. But hey, I'm going to do something meta.
Hey, okay. What do you got going here?
I'm going to film the screen.
Excellent.
For a souvenir. Everybody out there, make sure you wave. And make sure you refresh your screen if you're dead.
Yeah, no, the screen's off. Yeah, right. Make sure we don't go dead here.
Look at this. We are recording. I wish you could have a feed, although it would probably look almost the same. But look, here's Dan. Here's Dan right there.
If we had a FireWire cable, we could feed that in here.
Is there anybody else right there we could see out there in the universe?
Let's see now. Two-way. Yeah, usually we've got two-way TV going now. Yeah. Bob right now says he does not have a camera.
Oh, wait. Somebody's there.
CrankMyChain is coming online.
Hi, Jane.
Jane, are you there?
Oh, she can text us a question. That's
just
right.
A photo. Any questions from out there? Now, as you may know, as you probably know, as I've been talking about, Clarence has done the last couple of movies that we saw is involved heavily with street films, and you've got your blog, Street Blog.
We got it all.
Great stuff. Oh, here comes Marsh. Oh, CrankMyChain. Okay, well.
Look,
there she is.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Very dark.
Very dark. Well, we can tell there's a human being in
there. And Bob has no camera today.
This is a very excellent technology you got going on here. Look at, they're doing meta too. It's like it's meta. Wait, now I'm gonna film. Do that again. Do that whole camera move with the So I can video you doing the camera, and then he's like, this is like a bad Star Trek episode. Look at that. There they are. I'm going to get closer. There we go. Oops. I don't know what that was.
I think that must have been your, wireless microphone.
Oh, well, we could buy another one of those. We can't capture this moment ever again, though.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Anyway,
You know,
sorry about that, folks. I was just trying to be...
Isn't that funny when the tape in your camera is worth more than the camera itself?
Yeah, it is. Honestly, there's been a few times where I've been out filming, and I'm like, all right, I'm bushed, I'm tired. And it's like, I'll be riding, get that last shot, and the camera's around my back, and I'm like, well, at least when I get back to Copenhagen, if I was to totally wreck this camera on this shot, I already got all the footage I need.
Well, you're the one who told me, too, is like, always flip that little switch on your tape to the save position.
Yeah, somebody just asked me that. They said, what give me some tips for shooting, and that's like one of the third or fourth thing. It's just like, don't ever tape over stuff that you have already taped over because I was actually, that's why I was talking to Lynn Goldsmith from Metro in LA, and I was showing her some footage I had just shot of some cyclists, and then I was fast forwarding because it was like 2 minutes back I had to go, and she goes, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't allow myself, no matter what moment I'm in, I will stop. Like right now, if we're talking to you and I should show you some footage, then you would see me just totally ignore you until I found the exact spot where I had left off. Because, you got some moments there.
I don't even rewind. I just don't do it.
That's probably the smartest thing of all.
I can't do it.
And, I probably would not rewind ever again if I ever did screw up. But I've had people that have worked for me, that have taped over extremely good stuff that you can't capture again. It's like, brutal! Brutal. I once knew somebody who taped over a personal interview. Well, not personal, it was like they captured him at a press conference and got to ask him a question or two about Mayor Bloomberg, taped over, showing it to his friends. Oh, look, I got Mayor Bloomberg. It's like, now you don't.
And this is a technology I guess we won't have to worry about too much anymore because you just have a file, right?
Yeah, it'll be super digital. The price, that's the cool thing, is like, the price of a lot of stuff is just dropping like a rock, Hey, look, we got somebody saying some words here to us.
We are here in the universe, okay.
Oh, I see that.
Star Trek. Okay.
That is Star Trek. So it is a Star Trek episode we are in the middle of.
Clarence is a big sci-fi fan, too, if you didn't know.
Bad and good sci-fi. I watch a lot of the most horrible science fiction films and the creme de la creme because my viewpoint is you can't learn much from mediocrity. So why watch the 2 and 2.5 star films? You watch the 4-star films and the 0-star films.
I like
and
that.
Sometimes you enjoy both equally, some strange way.
Oh, now we've got Wild Drunk Girl in the room. She says hi to Clarence.
Hello. Hi. Where did you pick Wild Drunk Girl? How'd you get that as a tag?
Yeah, we need to hear about that story.
She joined the
She joined the room.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah. She sent a personal message to Clarence. Maybe, hey,
Hey, if you buy me a T-shirt,
then you can be his girlfriend.
Maybe. Okay.
Well, and then, so Bob's welcoming her into the room, and Bob is mentioning IMAX film is super expensive. Well, yes, of course.
Yeah,
now, we're not shooting IMAX or 3D yet.
Not 3D. As a matter of fact, I don't think the transportation industry will ever go 3D.
Here comes the streetcar! Ah!
Well, actually, I mean, no, we won't go 3D. Just to be entertained. Oh, look it! I just got a message.
Text.
No, I didn't.
That's his girlfriend saying, "Why are you talking to that wild drunk girl?"
Has she bought you a T-shirt yet? I'll buy you a second.
Could random passerbys view webcams?
Railvolution people coming out right now. You should just ask them how the conference they think is going.
Yes.
You like it? Oh, Clarence, come on over here.
Man, those films last night rocked my world.
Oh, Matt, lean into the screen here, right here. See that screen?
We're live on the internet.
Those films last night rocked my world. It was fantastic.
Very inspiring.
Dan Kaufman from CrankMyChain does a live show every
Matt,
Wednesday.
yeah, Dan, good to
I'm
meet
with
you.
the RTV in Denver,
Okay.
and we are, so I'm so glad you guys are doing this thing, because I didn't know if you were homeless or not, and I was about to hand you my cookie,
We'll take the cookies anyway.
Revolution cookies right here, folks.
We are homeless. All we can only afford all this equipment, and that's it.
Documentary filmmakers, they're not making a lot of cash.
Homeless filmmakers.
Filmmakers.
Yeah.
We're taking all of our panhandling money and buying some nice equipment.
There we go.
So we're from, I'm from Denver.
Yeah.
So
Tell everybody.
I'm Matt Cohen. I'm from Denver, Colorado, and we're doing an amazing capital expansion project called Fast Tracks. It's going to connect. It's a spoke and wheel type of system. It's going to connect the entire metro area, and when we're done, and we are going to get it done, it's going to revolutionize the way we in the metro area of Denver live, work, and play. So we're very excited.
Oh, that's great.
Just that a Max comes by. You can't see this right
Oh,
now.
well, we got it.
Turn it.
Holy man.
Oh, Max Street just came by.
I normally
He
have...
said he's going to revolutionize the bell rang on the Max.
Yeah.
Revolution.
Woo! Exclamation point.
So Clarence, when are you guys coming to Denver? I want you guys
Well,
to come out.
I was in Boulder and did a couple of films in 2008,
I
at
know.
the end of 2008. So you know Sue Prant from Boulder?
No,
Well,
I
anyway,
don't, but
well-
one of the board members, there are 15 of us, and
Okay.
we're one of only 3 elected transit boards in the country.
Oh, and one of them is here too, right? In Portland has
Is that
one,
right?
Rexport? Is it Rexport? Is how that works?
I'm not exactly
Sorry,
sure.
I'm a
Transportation, the transportation commissioner is directly elected here. So, but the mayor appoints them.
Yeah.
So it's
But
pretty
isn't
direct,
there a
but not quite that
council?
direct.
Isn't there a council? Like, what's Rex Burkholder?
He's part of the Metro Council, and
Are they elected?
well, they are elected. It's more of a regional
Yeah.
transportation thing than the
But it's
city.
very interesting. I like that.
Yeah,
Well, I
I do too.
I like your film.
Oh, thank
They
you.
were really
Me
good.
too.
I came home last night. I was talking about Bogota. I saw this film on BRT in Bogota. Bogota. third
People
world
were
country.
just watching. Say hello to a few of those people. Hey, look, look at.
Hey, Bogota.
Yeah, I'm in San Francisco. I wish I had my bike here.
Oh, see,
Yep.
there it
I
goes.
was in San
Isn't
Francisco.
that cool?
Yeah.
Come to Denver. Come
All
check
right.
us out.
All right.
Please. we'd love to have
When
you.
I go back in, I'll give you a card when I'm a little less busy.
Yeah, well, I'm doing a panel in an hour.
Okay. I'll probably
new
stop in.
Partners for new money. So,
Ooh,
love
money.
to hook with you guys.
Money.
Yeah, love
Great to meet you,
Thank
man.
you very much.
You know what
All
they
right.
say? Money is money.
That's right. And what
I heard that once on an elevator.
I heard what's money between friends?
That's a problem.
Money.
Money is money is money.
Yeah. A wild drunk girl asked us if a random passerby could view the webcams from Stickcam. Yes.
Yes.
People could see them as they walk
Yes.
by. And do you have any critical mass where you live like they do in San Francisco? Portland critical mass was very big for a while, and it's kind of faded out here. It kind of served its usefulness, in my opinion.
It's pretty much the same thing in New York City. I mean, we did have a big crackdown during the Republican National Convention, which severely altered the fight forever, unfortunately. There still are critical mass, but they're very small, and there's almost like, one police officer to every rider because they're just over-medicate the ride, I'll say. But, they may get 50 or 100 people on some good days, and they usually arrest a few people for some trumped-up charge of riding outside the bike lane. So it's kind of sad. But it's also kind of interesting that critical mass is a movement, and I think probably a little bit different from San Francisco, where it's kind of it's embraced and celebrated, and even the police don't seem to really... Every once in a while they try to do something, but it's not so... But in some of the best cities that are getting for bicycling, you're seeing critical mass die out, and I wonder for the cyclists, and it's not as needed because it's a voice for change in some ways.
So I think one of the things about critical mass that's a killer for it is that you say, oh, we are going to do this wild, disruptive thing at the same day, at the same time every month. I think it makes it easy for the police to really crack down on that. And one of the things that's gone on around here in Portland is there's all these other rides that are happening that are as big or bigger than critical mass that still make the point of critical mass. They're not necessarily out there being as disruptive per se or destructive.
Exactly.
And I think that's what turned a lot of cyclists off. I mean, a lot of cyclists, we want to make a political statement, but at the same time, we don't want to necessarily make a violent statement. And I think there was a little bit of that element going on in here.
Yeah, and I think unfortunately, just about everything, we cyclists like to, say drivers are jerks and assholes and all this stuff. But the truth is, most drivers are pretty good.
And most cyclists are drivers. In some states, yes. In some cities. But, you know, it's almost like there are bad cyclists, there are bad pedestrians, there are bad drivers. But what it comes down to is a driver can do way more damage than somebody on their feet and somebody on the wheel. And so they have to be the most responsible party here, and that's what we're trying to do.
Well, and that's a good segue for a film here that we can show, which would be the strict liability. We're going to show that pretty soon. No, you did that one, right?
Strict liability? I don't know. I kind of like the name, but
I think it's out of Copenhagen, and they're talking about. I thought it was you. Let's see.
No, I don't think that's me. What's Mia Burke?
No, Mia Burke's got a new book, and that's a video I did for her to promote it.
Oh, I got to see that.
Okay. Want to watch it?
Sure.
Okay, let's watch it.
The interesting thing is, I ran in on the way out here. I ran into Mia Burke on the plane, and she kind of looked at me, and I looked at her, and then we looked away, and then like, wait, that's you. And then she said, Clarence, have you got my book yet? And I was like, no. And she goes, hold on, I'm going to get you one. She signed it right there, and we were kind of holding up a few passengers. It was kind of a little, you know.
Well, good. I'm glad you got it.
I read the first 50 pages right on the plane. It's a really interesting story, and I can't wait to finish it.
It is a great story, and I think it's very transformational. People think that what. Oh, go ahead and grab that.
Okay.
I'll show Joyride here.
It's 1993, and I start this new job, bicycle coordinator for the city of Portland, Oregon. Bicycle coordinator, says my Texas family. What the heck is that? And why don't you get a real job like your brothers? I had no idea then what a challenge it would be, or what an impact it would have on me, the city, and the nation. But nearly 20 years later, and 20 pounds lighter, I'll tell you this, it has been quite a ride, a joyride. And that is the title of my book, Joyride, Pedaling Toward a Healthier Planet. For less than the cost of 1 mile of urban freeway, for less than 1% of Portland's transportation budget, we have created a city in which thousands of people can and do choose bicycling as a normal, everyday means of transportation. We have more money in our pockets, we are fitter, our kids arrive at school by bike or foot, energetic and ready to learn. We are less stressed, we are more free. I have worked to spread this message far and wide all across North America. Wherever I go, from the suburbs to the small towns to the cities big and small, even to my hometown Dallas, Texas, we have been finding ways to make communities more healthy and human, more safe and splendid. Joyride is about change, about creating cleaner, greener communities, and about improving our health. It's about the people behind the scenes, the battles we fought, our triumphs, and our failures. Ultimately, Joyride is about hope for a brighter future for us all. Enjoy the ride!
All right, we're back. I'm so glad nobody can ever hear us when we're playing video, right?
Yeah, and you probably want to see us too, huh? Okay, there we are. Yeah, you know, engineering this show and hosting it, it's a bit of a stretch. Now, is Carla coming down here?
She's going to come right down. It's kind of funny. You guys will see me kind of somewhat in action because you'll see my interview subject come down, say hello, maybe we'll get her to wave to you guys, and then we're going to go across the street and do a short interview in front of the bus stop on Southwest 6th and Taylor.
Perfect. Well, you know, there's a nice shot just going down, shooting down these streets. Maybe if you point it that way or something. No, that's in the sun, but you can get a nice one in the sun shot down there? Well, no, I go to 5th, and then you can have stuff kind of coming at you, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Better. See, these are things we think about. Oh, wait, we have a question.
Think passerby would laugh if they saw me draw on my feet with markers.
F the passerby, I would laugh.
Yeah, go ahead. Put it on there. And JP loves pie. Hi, JP loves pie. Right on.
Pie, like pie the number, or pie like eating pie?
Pie the eating pie kind.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And come on here. Check. 1, 2. Why
I see the input level there.
It's not coming out there.
Permanent markers are... Oh, permanent.
Okay, we're going back to this. Maybe
I think permanent.
Permanent markers.
Have you ever snagged a cyclist to just come over to talk to you live?
Oh yeah, we've done that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not being very revolutionary here today.
Well, you know, we're not being all that revolutionary. I wish we had. So one of the things I'd like to do is be able to switch between microphones and cameras a lot easier, and that's just a matter of
well, you know, you need
things.
An intern.
Yeah.
Intern.
There we go.
Interns can do lots of good work.
There's wild drunk girl with her toes, and she's gonna draw on them.
Wow.
See, now if you're not in the room watching right now, then you're missing 1/3 of the show.
There's really a lot of, like, you see toes right now.
Yeah, we got pictures, we've got artwork. MX Jane's got artwork for us. We see Bob, in a picture of him in a nice pose, chilling. This is good stuff, and the show is technically over. It's 1:04, but we're gonna keep rolling because we want to meet Carla.
This is kind of like the overtime.
We're in overtime.
We're in overtime. It's 17-17, and Dan is driving to try to kick a field goal to end the show.
And you know, and this is the beauty of internet television. If we were on regular television, the show would be done.
The show would be done.
I don't care.
There'd be a commercial running
Doesn't
right
matter,
now.
you know. The Pope could be coming around the corner. Doesn't matter.
They'd be trying to sell you, like, dishes or something.
Yeah, a new infomercial. So, and that's, you know, that reminds me, this show is brought to you by BikeRealtor.com. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Portland, Oregon, check out Bike Realtor.
I'm on their monthly list, and you know, I did at one point consider heavily coming to Portland, and I still am going to at some point in my life. But right now, I just moved into a new place in Queens, and I'm probably going to be there for a while. And I got my job in New York, but I think I will, at the very least, be here in 10 to 20 years. And I get this list from the realtor. From Kaufman.
Yeah.
And I always am checking out the prices, and I'm like, wow, I should move. Yeah, there's some really good values there. And my girlfriend loves real estate, so she's always like, oh, let me see it, even though we can't move. We're never moving there. But let me check it out. She watches all those HGTV shows, too. She's going in.
She's going in. Oh,
look,
with
there's
the
a
marker.
green marker.
Okay. She's going in with the green marker.
Hey,
there she goes.
Look,
Hey,
it's Carla.
Carla.
Hi. Do you want
just
to sit
walking
just
by?
1 second?
Sit down just for a second. We've got somebody drawing with a green marker on their feet in this room right now, and then everybody's watching you here on the internet. And I've never met you. My name's Dan Kaufman.
Carla.
Carla, and
Nice
I
to
do CrankMyChain two-way TV. It's all
yeah.
about bikes. And I heard that you have a blog. It's the, what's it called?
Bus Chick.
Bus Chick. So we've got the Bus Chick. She's just randomly walking by here.
Sort of.
And for some reason, you know, we got a lot of craziness going on in our live chat room, our video chat room going on here today. And it's been a great show. We've been showing Clarence's movies, talking to Clarence, talking about Railvolution. Well, no, I live here in Portland.
Oh.
I got the Disco Trike, and we do our live show every Wednesday. And we were up at Real Live Cities last night. Did you go to that?
Yes, of course.
That was great. Inspiring, I thought.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I told Clarence afterwards. I'm ready to go back to Seattle and make it happen.
What did you think of that bus rapid transit stuff
The
that they
new
showed?
bus BRT
well, down
line.
in
Oh,
Bogota?
I loved it. I loved it. In fact, we just got our first BRT line in Seattle.
Oh, great.
So, yeah, it's exciting to have. I mean, you got to have buses dedicated right away. It's great. It was just really innovative, the way they, you know, sort of did more with less, as they say at Microsoft.
So do you favor more the rubber wheel or the steel rail or what?
You know, I favor transit. I don't have any religious preferences about, you know, what it needs to be.
Yes. Favor transit.
You know, I prefer riding on trains, but I am the bus chick, so we have buses in Seattle. I ride the bus.
Well, it's in some way that the only way that certain neighborhoods and places are going to be served. I mean, we can't exclude buses at the expense of rail or vice versa.
We have to have the buses to get people to the trains.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, buses are, you know, cheaper to get up and going, and I think it's more about the ride and how pleasant the ride is, not the type of vehicle and whether it's on rubber wheels or steel rails, or as long as it's a comfort ride. A lot of things people like about trains is that easy on, easy off, you know, good stops. You pay before you get on, so it's faster. Those kinds of things you can do with buses too.
Right, with the bus rapid transit system. That's kind of last night at the conference is some of the great transit systems they're doing around the world, and it was neat to see your videos. But
well, thank you.
Speaking of
We're
which,
making a video now, so we gotta go.
This is what Clarence does. He makes videos, and he's going to meet with the Bus Chick right now. You can check out the Bus Chick at her blog, Just Google bus chick, I imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. And
she's been in a street film too, so you go to
Oh,
street
yeah.
film. Bus
Yeah,
chick.
I have.
Okay.
That was fun.
Perfect. All right. Well, we'll let you go to work.
Cool to meet you.
Good to meet you. Thanks, Clarence.
I swear I want this in New York.
I know. I love that.
I'm cheap, man. Just make it happen. All right, have fun. Hey, you've been watching CrankMyChain two-way TV. Yes, there was plenty of laughing going on. Very nice with the markers. I think when I showed the bus chick your feet there, she was kind of like, what the hell is this crazy weird Portland dude doing here? But it's not me, it's the Wild Drunk Girl here on CrankMyChain two-way TV. And by the way, if you're not in the room, you are missing the show because we are getting painted feet. If you have a foot fetish at all, then this is the show to be watching. And here's the marker. There she goes. Adam! Well, we are about to sign off here. I'm going to say a couple hellos and goodbyes. And I am running on reserve power. I have to go. I'm going to have to drop the show here, or it will be dropped before I want it to. So, okay. All right, Bob. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching CrankMyChain two-way TV. It's been a great show, and we will see you next time. All right.